they believe they're linked to several more. Armed robbers hit nearly a dozen stations across San Diego County over a 2-hour period this week. The suspects are described as young Black and Latino men wearing hooded sweatshirts and masks. They enter the stores in groups, brandishing guns at the clerks and demand money and products. And that's the latest. I'm Ray Harris on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Boost Infinite's new wireless technology gives you 3 networks for the price of 1 and better service at a lower price. Switch today. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com.
Boost.
Is this the dagger?
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers were outscored by 15 points in the fourth quarter last night in San Antonio, but they held on to win by 3. LeBron sat out the game with a strained calf muscle. Anthony Davis stepped up with 37 points and 10 rebounds. The Clippers are back in action tonight against Golden State at Crypto.com. They won't have to worry about Draymond Green. It looks like a lot of NBA teams won't be seeing the Golden State veteran for a long time. The NBA gave Green an indefinite suspension for hitting Phoenix center Yusuf Nurkic in the face Tuesday night. The league is going to take as much time as they want to see if Green figures it out and faces reality. This is the 6th time in Green's 12-year career he's been suspended by the league. He will not be allowed to play again until he proves to NBA officials that he can play the game without committing unsportsmanlike behavior. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, Black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any Black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
Take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Take my love, I'll never ask for too much, just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. But don't make me close one more door. I don't wanna hurt anymore.
So who do you want to dedicate this song to?
My parents. If they were in here, I wouldn't even have all their love that they give me now.
Yes, baby. So that love right there, that's what I want to feel on that first note right there.
Share
Nice.
Take me for what I am.
Sing it, baby.
'Cause I'll never change all my colors for you.
You can use your hands, baby. Use something with your hands.
Take my life. I'll never ask for too much.
Yes.
Just all that you are and everything that you do.
Okay, we're gonna nail this first part. Share my life, take me forward. So it's all the phrasing. 'Cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Be careful that it's not. Share my life, take me for. Nice legato, baby, okay?
Share my life.
Brava.
Take me forward.
Imagine touring the globe as an opera singer for 20 years and then becoming the world's #1 vocal coach.
Where's my vibrato?
That would be Cheryl Porter. And she joins us live in studio right now to talk about her amazing work as a vocal coach, her own career, and her very, very popular YouTube channel. Cheryl Porter, I am honored to have you in studio.
The honor is all mine. Good morning, Tavis Smiley. Good morning, world. Good morning, Los Angeles. All over the world. How you doing today?
If I complained, I'd be an ingrate. I have nothing to complain about.
I know that's right.
Particularly that you are in studio now. And for those who are listening right now, if you turn on your listening live, you turn on our app or our YouTube channel, you can see her, and she is as colorful and as beautiful. I love the Rubik's Cube. Let me just describe this for those who can't see her right now. She has a beautiful yellow T-shirt on in all colors that said it's a good day to read a book.
That's right.
The color of that skirt, what is that? We're going to go with fuchsia?
It's like a fuchsia.
It's like a fuchsia-colored skirt with studs on it.
Yeah, little rhinestones.
Little rhinestones, okay.
Little blue and
all right. She has
diamonds.
Rubik's Cube earrings. I ain't making this up. Rubik's Cube earrings.
That's right.
And a colorful sweater and a pink purse, a pink Gucci purse
That's
to go
right.
with it.
Everything colorful.
And the head wrap.
Hey.
Are you colorful like this every day?
I try to be.
Yeah.
Colors, when I'm at home, maybe I'll put on like some leggings, some jogging pants. But I love colors.
Yeah.
I used to be addicted to when living in Italy for so long. I used to only like neutral colors, like the browns and everything.
Sure.
And then I got to a point where I just felt like my outside should look like my inside. And I wanted to bring out all of the colors how I was feeling because, people say, you're supposed to dress a certain way, especially being like a plus size girl. It's like, well, wear black because the more colorful you look, the bigger you're going to be. I said, well, I'm just going to have to be colorful and big, and I don't mind because that's how I feel. So that's the way it goes.
I love it that you want your outside to look like your inside.
Hey,
girl, I ain't mad at you.
Feeling it.
I ain't mad at you. Let me start with this. It's gonna be a lot of fun in this hour. I can feel the energy already. What is it like to live in Italy for over 20 years?
It's incredible. When I was there, I appreciated it. It's weird because I still feel like I'm between many worlds because I've been to over 40 countries and I traveled the world and living there. And I always feel wherever I am, I feel like it's better on the other side. So when I would come home, like, well, I would want to go back to Italy, I got to get back to the States. Well, and so it's really incredible. What a blessing to be able to live all over the world and see the good things that the world has to offer. Just so many differences and the appreciation of certain things that you would see just going to so many different places. But living in Italy for 20 years, it was most definitely an adjustment. Yeah. Let's say the world has changed a lot. When I first got to Italy, it was a really, really different place than how it is now. There were a lot of people when I went to Italy 28 years ago who in certain places had never even seen anyone of color, for example. Now things have changed so much, but it was such a learning experience to go over there as a woman, as an American, as a woman, as a Black woman, and to see the world and experience it through just so many different eyes. It's incredible the things that I've seen that I've learned along the way.
I want to talk more about that. These days, home in Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah, we heard on WVON in Chicago right now.
Yeah.
So
what's
VON,
up, Chateau?
The voice of the Negro. I love it.
I love it.
In Chicago. We'll talk more about Italy and this amazing career and your coaching. It's going to be a fun hour. Our guest is Cheryl Porter, and I'm glad to have her in studio right now on Tavis Smiley.
You're listening to Tavis Smiley. Tavis Smiley. Ranked number 45 on the Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America.
Escalade IQ. This the intro to the all-electric Cadillac, perfection like Zoom. And on a full charge, you get 450 miles without the stop. Haiku. This is what I do. Daddy fat intellect since 92. Linked all the way back, panoramic roof. Coming 24-inch rim standard. Ooh, why? Shawty don't kill him. Cadillac diamond in the back, cold chillin'. And when I'm on attack, on the track is no ceiling. Sky's the limit. You hear me? You hear me? Straight drop, no parachutes. Lay lines like a longitude and latitude. Dilly, beloved, clearly we're hustling. Bustin', truckin'. Cadillac.
For more on the Escalade IQ, visit Cadillac.com.
Available late 2024. GM estimate 450 mile range on a full charge based on development testing and/or analytical projection consistent with NCHA 1634 revision 2017 MCT. Range subject to change prior to production. Annual rates may vary based on service factors, including ambience temperature, terrain, battery age, and condition loading, and how you use and maintain your vehicle.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
On your period, sudden gushes happen without warning. But now, you can say goodbye to stand-up gush fears, thanks to Always Ultra Thins with rapid dry technology. It absorbs gushes 2 times faster than the leading store brand and gives you up to 100% leak-free protection. Hello, clean and comfortable with Always Fear No Gush.
She's so smooth, so... I'm interrupting my own shower to remind you to treat your skin like the queen she is with Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash, packed with Olay's highest level of vitamin B3 complex. It's so moisturizing that it will give you visibly smoother, head-turning skin in just 14 days. People wondering, how'd she get so smooth? Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash. Also, try Olay Hyaluronic Body Lotion.
Helping to make you the most knowledgeable person in your circle of friends. This is Tavis Smiley.
Straight. You want to try it?
If I... No. Okay. If I...
Not if I, but if I. It does a sfumato.
I can
try it. Try it.
If I should stay,
I like that.
I would only be in your way. So I'll go.
Put your heart in it, baby.
But I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And
be careful. And I. Try.
And I will always love you. Will always love you.
You gotta give me that riff there.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay, let's go back.
My darling, you.
Volume. Come on, baby. Yes.
She is the world's #1 vocal coach. Her name is Cheryl Porter, and you hear her working that little child out. She is working. The girl can sing though.
Hey, yes, she can.
But you working her out, and I love your essence, your style, your approach. You can hear.
Thanks,
I mean, I've seen it, but you can hear and see the love in your approach with these babies, or your students. They're not all babies. I know.
But you know, they're not my babies, but I call them all my babies.
Yeah.
Because that's how I feel. It's a weird thing when I never wanted to become a vocal coach, but when I finally answered the call, so to speak, I fell in love with it from the first moment, from the first lesson. And that's exactly how I feel. I don't know where it came from. You know, my students, they call me Mama Cheryl, and I never told anybody to call me that, but it's just the way they feel, and I'm happy that's the way.
What do you love about it? What do you love about it?
I love being able to change someone's life. My teachers changed my life. You know, I'm not supposed to be here, most definitely. And so to know that I can help someone and give someone that confidence that they're lacking in so many different things. I coach the voice, but I also try my best to coach the spirit and the soul as well, because one thing that people don't know about singing is that you can't open up, you can't free your voice until you freed your spirit. So a lot of people want to sing and they have different blockages and they think that it's their voice that's blocked, but it's the spirit that's blocked. There's your soul that's blocked. You have to accept yourself. You have to love yourself. There's a journey that you have to take before you even open up your mouth to sing that first note. That's to come from somewhere deeper than the vocal cords. So I love being able to share my life and share my experience and hoping that makes a difference in my students' life.
When you say you weren't supposed to be here, that can be the testimony of every Negro I know.
Hey!
That we ain't supposed to be here.
That's right.
But in the case of Cheryl Porter, when you say you weren't supposed to be here, unpack that for me.
So it means that I've always been an artistic child, and I was always told not to do that. So, you know, when I sang, it was like, don't sing in the house. When I would write poems, like, don't write, you know, study your books. And I would, you know, used to love poetry, Gwendolyn Brooks, Langston, just, you know, things, and certain
Chicago,
things that
Gwendolyn Brooks.
and things that I just love to do. I was always told not to do the arts, not to sing. You know, first I wanted to be an artist, then I wanted to write plays, and I wanted to be a poet, and then singing was the one thing I wanted the most, but it's the thing that I shied away from the most because I was so afraid to sing, because I'd been told by so many that I couldn't sing. You know, I would try to like sing around, I was like, oh, you know, people laugh at you, and a lot of insecure issues and things like that, and confidence. And so it's been a battle all of my life. Like I had to really fight to sing. I really had to fight for the arts.
When you look back on that suppression of your gift, and I'm going to say gifts, plural, you have many. When you look back now, and I'm talking to black folk now, because you ain't the first person who heard that.
Hey.
I was literally discussing it on this program just a week or two ago.
Right.
I was raised in a Pentecostal church.
I know.
And I was told so many things I couldn't do.
That's right.
And I said this 2 weeks ago. I was told I was going to hell if I became a lawyer, because lawyers lie. I'm like, well, do I have to lie? Am I really going to hell just because I want to be a lawyer?
Right.
So I think about all the ways in which black children have their unique gifts suppressed. When you look back on it now as a grown black woman, what do you make of the suppression of those gifts in that time?
Absolutely.
In those formative years.
Absolutely. For you. It took me a long time. I lost my mother in 2021. And let me tell you, I understood it in 2021. Because I can understand, and I've tried, and I struggled with this for so many years, because there was for so many years a conflict between me and my mother, because she was so against me singing, and I knew that was the thing that I had to do in my life.
But why?
She was so afraid that I would be broke. My mother...
I understand that part.
And my mother grew up in a family. She had 10 brothers and sisters. Grew up in the south side of Chicago. You know, no running water. You know, it's weird because she grew up in a house like this in front of our house where I grew up. And now it's an empty lot because it used to just be a shack. And so she, you know, grew up very, 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 very very, very poor, underprivileged in every sense of the word. And when my mother raised me and my sister, she was a single mother and she was a janitress. And she, cleaned schools every day, and she all the way downtown Chicago. And on our spring break and Christmas break, first day of break, we always had to go and clean within the schools. And she would say, "You're going to clean now, so you learn if you don't stay in school, you're going to wind up a janitress like me." So she was very, very into education, as she should have been, Lord knows. But her idea of education, a lot of African Americans, our ideas of education is that, you can be a teacher, you can be, engineer, you can be certain things.
It doesn't include the arts.
Right, it doesn't include the arts.
Yeah.
So when you want to do the arts, people automatically assume that, she would always say, "A singer's a dime a dozen. A singer's a dime a dozen." And I was like, well, I want to be in that dozen. I want to be a part, And it's not that I had ever had a feeling where I had to where I wanted to I never had dreams of winning Grammys or things like that. Not to say that I didn't believe in myself, but I just knew I had to be where the music was happening. I knew I had to make a contribution. I knew I had something to add to that world. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I've always felt my entire life a pulling upon me that was pulling me in a direction, and I didn't know where it was pulling me to, but I've always followed that tug. And the Lord just brought me to win a scholarship for college and to travel all over the world and all of these incredible things. And even to be here now, I had no idea. And this is the crazy thing, Tavis Smiley, you reached out to me. You don't even remember. In 2015, you reached out to me in one of the proudest moments of my mother's life. She said, "Guess who called you? Tavis Smiley called you looking for you." I said, "What?" And that's what my mama.
I'm just glad you remember
hey,
that. Yeah.
You were a part of it. Lord knows you were a part of it. She said, "Tavis Smiley called you looking for you," because I was in Italy and I brought a chorus. I brought 55 Italians to Chicago to do a concert, to do a benefit concert. And you gave me a call. And my mother started thinking, she said, "Well, wait a minute, Tavis Smiley living with my daughter. Maybe she's not doing so bad."
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Yes,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so it's been a struggle. I think a lot of people struggle with it. And my whole approach when I coach my students, I also have to coach parents.
Yeah.
All parents. And tell them, listen, don't take their passions lightly. Don't think it's just a passing phase. It may be. But when you get a kid that wants to write day and night, that wants to sing day and night, that wants to dance, that wants to do, that is something. It's not just a game. Some of these kids, listen, you see these kids that's not a game to you, is it, little mom? It's no, this is not a game. So I also have to coach parents all over the world to let them know, listen, it is okay to have an artistic child. An artistic child is very special also because it can be very lonely being an artistic child as well.
The flip side of that, Cheryl, which I'm sure you've also encountered, the flip side of that is parents who are hell-bent on their kid being a star.
Right.
And they override the kid, and sometimes the kid isn't, maybe it may not be their gift.
Absolutely.
So the flip side of that is how do you tame those parents who are being too overbearing about their child's gift, their child's gift?
Exactly. And you said that's that flip side. I find, like I said, I have to coach these parents as well. When I see those kind of parents, it's listen, if you push them too much, they're going to run. This is their moment. This is their gift. Let them develop it how they want to. Let them go on vacation. They don't have to practice every day. Now, I tell some of my students, listen, practice every day if you can. It doesn't have to be long. But if they don't want to practice, want to go out to Harold's Chicken, they want to go out and go to the candy store, get some cookies.
Yeah.
I had a student that came to me maybe a month ago, and it was a young girl, very talented, extremely talented. And we had our lesson, and I said, "Would you like something to eat? What do you want?" I said, "You want a cookie?" Because I'm trying to watch my weight, but I try to have snacks for my kids. For the kids, it's "Oh, well, I can't have cheese. I can't have ice cream, and I had to give up ice cream because it's bad for your vocal cords." I said, "Well, when's the last time you had ice cream?" It's "Oh, a year." I said, "Oh no, honey." I said, "Let me talk to your parents." I said,
"You need some ice cream.
You need some ice cream. It's not that serious. You're not about to go to Metropolitan Opera House. You're
Yeah.
only 11 years old.
Yeah.
So, like you said, some of these parents take it 2 hours. Like you listen, you're training. Just let a kid be a kid.
Yeah.
Direct them. Training for being a senior. I tell them, like, it's important, just like your math homework is important.
Yeah.
But math is just a subject.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you have more attention on math than it is geometry and all the other in English. So it's just another subject. You have to do your homework. You have to take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an important subject. But you don't want to push these kids too much because, like you said, these kids run for the hills if you do that, and they don't love it, and they fall out of love with doing what they love to do the most.
Let me circle back to Italy. How, from the south side of Chicago, did you end up in Italy? We talked about how long you were there, but how did you get there in the first place? Why were you there?
It is crazy because when I was in college, I won a full scholarship to go to college for opera. And my voice teacher was always saying, you have to get to Italy. It's so weird because I never thought that I was good, to be honest. I just said, listen, I'm following the tug, but I've never been one that's been overly confident in my talent. And even to this day, I believe in myself wholeheartedly. You have to. But as a coach, you hear like those defects. I coach my students, I coach myself. I also have a vocal coach as well. But I was really shocked when my teacher said, you have to go to Italy. The Italians will love you. And I'm thinking, what do you mean? It's like, he was training me to do Puccini and Verdi. And I was like, you think I'm good enough like to get out of the state? I'm like, you think that I could make it, why would someone want to listen? It's like, you would just be fantastic. They would just like love you in Europe. And I struggled with that because I never thought that would happen. And so he was working with me for 3 years. First, I studied with the African-American woman, an icon. Her name is Edna Williams, one of the first African-American women to travel out of the United States, to travel all over the world. And then my second teacher, he was hell-bent on getting me to Italy. And we applied for all of the colleges and all of the opera scholarships and things like that. And when I finally got to Italy and it got accepted to a program in Florence, I got there and I was looking and I was like, okay, I got into this program and I realized as I was listening to all the opera singers and things like that, I said, this isn't all that I want to do. It's like, I love opera and I love singing, but I want to do other things. Being overseas helped me to realize how much I loved my own culture. So I did a 360 and came back like to doing jazz and loving gospel and loving the spirituals and things like that. So even though I went to do opera and I thought I would be like in these opera programs, then I turned around and said, listen, I have to live here. I have to make a living. And I started doing so many different styles and I didn't think I would stay long. And I met my husband, Guido, and we've been married 23 years. And even then I thought, okay, we'll come back to the States, we'll be married and then we'll come back home. But we stayed, and it's changed my life in ways that I can't even imagine what my mindset, what my world would be had I not seen the world and taken that leap of faith.
Let me make you political just for 90 seconds, I promise, and we'll get back to the art stuff. But for 90 seconds, I'll make you political.
Yeah.
When you've lived in Italy or any place that long, in a moment like this, how do you view America? Through what lens do you see America now? Does that make sense?
It most definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
I when I first got to Italy, like I said, people had never seen black people before. And the way I felt for the first years that I was there, that I was living my mother's kind of racism. So there are certain stores that they would say, you can't go in. It's weird because we're not talking about a long time ago. And so, certain places that, if you wanted to try on clothes, this is so weird because Italy is so different now as is the world, but they wouldn't let you try on clothes. I mean, I couldn't try on clothes. You couldn't go into, you could, but you would be looked a certain way. You would be asked to leave and things like that. So I have most definitely a worldview. I appreciate being home because being in Italy and being overseas, there's so many things, there's so many opportunities that are here. I love being here. I love being back home. But I tell you, I miss going back. I miss the culture. I miss the languages. I miss the outlook. When I was in Italy, I could be at a table with 15 of my friends, and all 15 of us would speak 15 different languages.
That's Europe for you.
I miss being, you know, like, well, you're from here, you know, just
you ain't getting out on the south side of
right,
Chicago.
you know, you do this and all those. So I miss it, and I am happy to be home. I'm happy to be here, being away for so long. 28 years is a long time to be gone.
When we come forward, we're going to talk more about the voice, her vocal technique, the training that she does. But she mentioned Puccini. And when she mentioned Puccini, my mind went to Pavarotti.
Yeah.
And then my mind went to Aretha Franklin.
Oh, you're talking about my favorites.
We're going to talk about it when we come forward.
That's
You're
right.
listening to Cheryl Porter on Tavis Smiley.
Seeking the truth. Speaking the truth. This is the Tavis Smiley Show.
What's up, party people? It's your favorite MC's favorite rapper, MC Light here. And we're celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, authentically powered by Cadillac. And we're going to take it way back to where it started. It was only fitting that hip-hop began with teenagers at a back-to-school jam in the rec room of a South Bronx apartment complex by an 18-year-old brother. By the way, I'm also sure he had a Cadillac parked outside. He noticed the energy on the dance floor when he switched between two turntables, extending the beats, repeating the breaks, and never losing the rhythms. And that was the birth of hip-hop. And from that moment, it took off.
For more on how Cadillac is celebrating hip-hop's 50th, visit Cadillac.com/audacity.
I'm Ray Harris, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. We take you to South Florida now, where the NAACP is speaking out against a deadly police-involved shooting earlier this month. The organization filed a civil rights complaint saying a black man was wrongfully shot and killed by a Fort Myers police officer at his home on December 1st. The NAACP wants the officer to resign and a federal investigation into what happened. Comedian Tiffany Haddish has been charged in her recent DUI arrest in Los Angeles, California. Haddish was found slumped over the wheel of her car in Beverly Hills last month. Haddish also has an open DUI case in the state of Georgia. If convicted in both cases, Haddish will have to spend at least 3 days in jail. And that's the latest. I'm Ray Harris on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Boost Infinite's new wireless technology gives you 3 networks for the price of 1 and better service at a lower price. Switch today. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? How about the perfect holiday gifts, just $25 and under, like matching family PJs, fragrance sets, toys, and more. Find the latest trends, new arrivals, and great prices at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers were outscored by 15 points in the fourth quarter last night in San Antonio, but they held on to win by 3. LeBron sat out the game with a strained calf muscle. Anthony Davis stepped up with 37 points and 10 rebounds. The Clippers are back in action tonight against Golden State at Crypto.com. They won't have to worry about Draymond Green. It looks like a lot of NBA teams won't be seeing the Golden State veteran for a long time. The NBA gave Green an indefinite suspension for hitting Phoenix center Yusuf Nurkic in the face Tuesday night. The league is going to take as much time as they want to see if Green figures it out and faces reality. This is the 6th time in Green's 12-year career he's been suspended by the league. He will not be allowed to play again until he proves to NBA officials that he can play the game without committing unsportsmanlike behavior. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
Hey, you got this. Just breathe.
Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Day one, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
But day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
To learn more and get help on day 2, day 28, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Don't settle for bumps, ingrowns, and itch due to dry skin. Venus for Pubic Hair and Skin is here with the only razor and regimen specifically designed for your pubic area, featuring a razor with a patented irritation defense bar and skincare regimen that is dermatologist and gynecologist tested. Venus helps protect your pubic skin from shave irritation. Visit GilletteVenus.com to learn more about our full regimen of products.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just
All text. You focus on the road.
As a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA.
Mayfresh Daily in the Mert Park, Los Angeles, California. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. Tu pure o principessa nella tua fredda stanza guardi le stelle che tremano d'amore e di speranza. Within my heart, my secret lies, and what his name is, none shall know, none, till on thy eyes I confess it, soon as morning light shall oh, Prince, then shall my kiss.
It ought to be illegal to step on the Queen in a moment like this. I see Cheryl going to church.
Yes, I'm about to cry.
But you mentioned Puccini. My mind went to Pavarotti.
That's right.
I'm thinking of Aretha, the night she filled in. Let it ride, Miles.
That's right.
The night she filled in for Pavarotti at
That's
the Grammys
right.
when he got sick.
That's right.
And she tore this
She tore
thing
it up.
up.
Yes, she did.
And I know as an opera diva yourself,
Yeah.
I know you can appreciate this moment.
Oh, Lord, I do. They're both my legends. And I got to, one of the reasons why I started singing was because of Pavarotti.
Mhm.
And I was at home, I remember one day I listened to a commercial on TV and I heard this song and it was Nessun Dorma. And I said, what is this? At the time, I didn't know what song it was. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. And then I was fortunate enough to know Pavarotti, and he invited me to sing at his wedding. And he kissed my hand, and I got to sing for him. And
hold that thought.
Yes.
I want to hear the story. Turn it up, Mouse. Turn it up.
This is a baby. Sing, Aretha. Oh my Lord, Tavis, you better give me some tissue up in here.
I can do that. She killed that thing, man. She killed it.
Oh
Now,
my God.
Back to your story, though.
Those are my two legends in one. It's the story of my life in one song.
I never met Pavarotti, never got a chance to interview him. Tell me about hanging out with Pavarotti.
Pavarotti is one of the greatest people I've ever met in my life. I was friend of a friend, and I had the opportunity to sing at a wedding of a really, really good close friend of mine. And this person is one of the best friends of Pavarotti. Pavarotti, when they came to sing, they said, "Listen, Pavarotti is coming to the wedding." And I was like, "No." I was like, "No, really, because he's my best friend." I was like, "No, there's no way." And so, as legend has it, Pavarotti was sick. He was very ill at the time, and he went to his friend's house to watch the video of the wedding. And I was there with orchestra and did a couple of arias and things like that and a couple of gospel songs and kept it really versatile. And Pavarotti said, "Who is this?" He said, "I want to contact her. Will she sing for me?" I was like, "Listen, Pavarotti, you can call anybody in the world. Why you want to call little old me?" And they called me. Pavarotti called me to sing for him at his wedding, and for him and his wife, Nicoletta Mantovani. And I got to meet him and stay with him, and he kissed my hand, and I got to tell him I wouldn't sing if it wasn't for you. You're the reason why I became an opera singer. It's because I heard you sing for the very first time on TV, and I said, "I don't know what this is, but it's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't know what they're saying, but it's beautiful." And he kissed my hand, and it was the most beautiful moment of my life to meet the legend.
What do you make of this? And this is adolescent. It's an adolescent question, but I want to ask it anyway. What do you make of the fact, you not understanding what Pavarotti was saying when you first saw him on television?
Yeah.
Or not unlike Pretty Woman when Julia Roberts is listening to the opera.
Yes.
And she don't know what they're saying, but she's crying.
That's right.
In Pretty Woman. It's true for all of us. You just heard Aretha. We don't know what Aretha was saying unless you know Italian, right?
Right.
But you feel that
You
thing.
can feel
What do you make of that connection when we don't even understand what they're saying, Cheryl?
It's the magic of music, and it's the magic of the language. We all speak different languages, but we all have a root language, and we speak through our soul, we speak through our emotions. And even if you don't understand that language, there's an emotion that we have, especially us as singers. You can listen to a voice and it can move you in a way, and you don't even understand what it is. Sometimes tears come to your eyes and you feel an emotion. You don't even know what that emotion is, but it touches something deep inside of you that you can't understand. That is the magic. That's the power that we have.
You see why I'm jealous? You see why I'm jealous of artists? You see
why
I'm envious of artists?
But you're an artist yourself.
Somebody, I've been asked this question, I guess, a couple of times in my career. And people ask me, if you weren't a talk show host, if you weren't a broadcaster, what would you be? I said, well, that's easy. I can tell you right now, if I could really sing,
tell me.
Y'all niggas couldn't tell me nothing.
Hey!
No. If I can carry tunes. And I was in a singing group in high school, as a matter of fact.
You have to be. You listen
and
to
I was choir director at my church for years.
Come on now.
Oh yeah, I love music. But if I could really sing like you, oh, you couldn't.
That'd be it.
You couldn't tell me that.
That'd be it.
Couldn't tell me nothing.
That's a wrap.
If I could do that, because I love the way that through your instrument, through your voice, particularly your operatic voice, you have us, the audience, in the palm of your hand.
Isn't it incredible?
And you can manipulate, not in a bad way, but you can manipulate our emotions any way you want with your voice.
Isn't that crazy? What a gift.
You can make me laugh. You can make me smile. You can make me cry.
Yeah.
You can put me in a place of solitude, a place of celebration, all with your vocal instrument.
Yes,
that's a lot of power.
It's a gift. It is. And whoever has this gift, like, listen, you don't understand the power and the gift that you have been given. It's not to be taken lightly. It's such a gift. It's such a privilege to be able to sing and touch people's lives in that way.
Well, you do it. You do it well. When we come forward, I want to bring this thing full circle and talk about your students and your vocal coaching. And I'm really curious to know, so hold this for me. I'm curious to know whether the better students are the little kids or the big kids.
Uh-oh.
We're going to talk about that when we come forward in our conversation with the world's #1 vocal coach, opera diva, Cheryl Porter. Listening to her right now on Tavis Smiley.
Hope, agency, dignity. This is Tavis Smiley.
Can you dig it? Come on!
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Teachers are dynamic leaders shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the exclusive media sponsor of This Light of Ours, activist photographers of the Civil Rights Movement. A dynamic new exhibition on view now at the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. This Light of Ours showcases more than 150 photos taken by movement insiders from diverse backgrounds that reveal the vital work undertaken by a broad coalition of organizers and everyday people whose collective action changed America. This Light of Ours is one of 3 temporary exhibitions currently on view at the Skirball, which together explore issues related to civil rights, immigration, and pluralism. Tickets and more information for all 3 exhibitions are available at skirball.org. That's skirball.org. SKIRBALL.org.
Let's get back to more of this rich dialogue with Tavis Smiley.
Ooh, my time is getting away from me, and this conversation is so rich and so beautiful. I wish I had more time. So Cheryl's got to come back on another day.
We're back.
Yeah,
whenever you want. I'll bring you some Harold's chicken.
Oh, yeah. What you doing next week then? No.
The White Castle.
Yeah, you can really come back. You bring me some. You know I love White Castle, right?
I know it.
You know I love it. Let me ask you right quick. What you were just telling me during the break. I was asking you how long you were in town for. And you were telling me you're in town in L.A. and you're teaching a couple of master classes. So take me inside right quick. I'm watching my time. Take me inside your master classes. We'll come to the individual stuff in a moment.
Yep.
We've heard some of that. We played some clips of you teaching a particular student.
Right.
What are your master classes like that you're teaching in LA this week?
Right. So master classes are group lessons. So I'm doing a master class on the 16th and 17th at Luther Middle School. It's to raise seats for this school. I'm doing it just as a fundraiser because one of my students, I think we heard in one of the clips, is at the school, and these seats are like 100 years old, and so I'm trying to help them raise money, like to help for the school and everything.
Sweet of you,
So it's at Luther Middle School, but it's for adults. So the master class is for all ages, and it's a group lesson. So we do like exercises, technique. We have people come up and perform, and it's like live. So it's like me doing one-on-one, but people can actually see. One of the first master classes I ever saw in my life, knowing that you love Pavarotti as well, was a Pavarotti master class. It's where people would come in front of Pavarotti, and Pavarotti's like, no,
I'd be scared out of my mind to be in front of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I never thought in my life that I would be able to be considered someone to do a master class, because the first master classes I ever saw were Pavarotti giving them in Italy, and when you came to La Scala, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. So the master class is a great experience. So if anyone loves to sing, sometimes a lot of people are afraid to sing solo, so they can come and learn in a group. It's like no pressure. We choose like the soloists who are going to come up first, but it's a wonderful, wonderful learning experience, and it leaves you fired up.
Who's better, the big kids or the little kids?
Oh, come
Who's
on,
easier?
Tavis,
Come on, give it up. Who's
do this
easier?
to me.
Here's why I asked that question.
Okay.
I was literally talking to some doctors the other day, and they said to me, without any equivocation or hesitation whatsoever, child patients are so much better than adult patients.
You just said it right. You said who is the easiest?
Yeah.
Who is like, and I would say the kids for sure, because they're not afraid. I've learned teaching a lot of kids that we are taught to be afraid. We're taught to not accept ourselves. I love to see it's like no fear.
The innocence.
Innocence. It's like, baby, sing this. And I was like, okay. You're somebody else. Like, I can't sing that. No, kid was like, all right, I can sing. Like, yeah, you actually can sing it. It's like, do this for me, sing this for me. Okay, I'll sing it. I was like, no, I couldn't sing. Like, actually, you can. So it's nice to have like the kids that are they're very trusting, and which is important for a teacher to make sure. Listen, you have something very precious in your hands, and when you have that child, you have to make sure that you take care of that child. But the students, the kid students, I say, all of my adults, artists, and singers out there, don't lose that innocence, don't lose that vulnerability, don't lose that sense of play and the sense of joy in singing. Singing is about spreading joy and making somebody smile and making somebody who was feeling one way feel another way, like we talked about, that power that we have. So we get to use our powers for good.
Well, you are using your powers for good, and I'm glad about it. Our remaining moments with Cheryl Porter when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
What's your quarrel with the world? You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
My daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. They sent her straight to St. Jude. My hope was gone. But when you get there, everyone's like, hey, we're not going to give up. And when you see other people not giving up on your child, that makes all the difference in the world. When I found out I didn't have to pay, I was just grateful. They saved my baby's life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Feel the warmth of the holiday spirit with Assemblymember Isaac Bryan, Special Needs Network Incorporated, and the Social Justice Learning Institute. We're thrilled to invite you to Christmas in the Park, a joyful, free event packed with love, community, and festive cheer. Join us this Sunday, December 17th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Lamert Plaza Park. It's a day filled with fun, laughter, and togetherness. Snap a memorable photo with Santa, savor tasty treats, and watch your children's eyes sparkle at our magical toy giveaway. Plus, we're bringing more to the table with food distribution, lively DJ and dancing, creative arts and crafts, and engaging community activities. Don't miss out. For more details, visit xmaspark.eventbrite.com. That's xmaspark.eventbrite.com. Join us at Christmas in the Park and create unforgettable memories with your community this Sunday, December 17th. Let's celebrate the season together.
Sounds different, huh? This is Tavis Smiley.
All right, Cheryl Porter. I want to close by asking you how you begin, if that makes sense. I want to close by asking you how you begin, and by begin I mean when you're warming up. I'm gonna ask you to back off that mic. Not yet. You're gonna back off that mic because you're gonna blow. You're gonna blow my mic out. I don't want that. I can't afford a new mic in this studio. But I'm gonna ask you how you warm up. That's how you begin, but that's how we're going to close this conversation.
Okay.
Before I do that, you have got to tell the audience about your online course.
Right. So I have an online singing course because people always ask me, Cheryl, can anybody learn to sing? And my answer is always yes. Because
you believe that?
I do believe it with all my heart.
You can teach me how to sing better?
First of all, you can already sing, Tavis Smiley.
I said better, though. I said better.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Singing is a muscle. A lot of people are like I said, we're afraid of it. We're afraid of like that judgment. But anybody can be taught to learn. I've taught people that are tone deaf how to hear notes. I've taught people who had like no voice how to have voice. I love teaching like the underdog because I've always felt like the underdog. So I love to teach like people never sung before, and I love to teach Grammy award winning artists and everything in between. There are a lot of people like, oh, celebrity vocal coaches and things, and I don't like when people call me that because I want people to know I'm there for everybody. Although
I'm not calling names, but I do know some major artists who you work with.
Absolutely.
Some of them while you're in town on this trip.
Absolutely.
But I ain't calling no names.
Right. Absolutely.
But you're making them sound even better.
I'm working with a lot.
So how do folk find the course?
So the course, you can find my course on my website, CherylPorterMethod.com, and there are 4 different courses.
CherylPorterMethod.com.
Yep, and we're running a Christmas sale too for right now, and it's 4 different courses. The first course is like for absolute beginners. Second one is learn high notes. The third course is workouts, and the fourth note is if you want to do riffs and runs. So it's a fantastic course, all online. There's a community. It's fantastic. And so many people. I meet people in the street. They're like, oh, Cheryl's like, oh, I'm a singer. I said, really? I said, who's your coach, baby? They say, you are. I love it.
What is the trick? I got 2 minutes yet. I still want to hear your warm-up.
Yes.
What is the trick to doing riffs and runs and making it work?
It's the agility. It's all muscles. Like we're talking about my warm-up. So if I warm up, for example.
I'm backing up.
Yeah, so like the
back up, Miles. Back up.
I didn't even warm up. I should have known. But I should be prepared.
Go ahead. Go for it.
So it's like if you want to do riffs and runs or just any kind of vocal agility, it's important to do exercises that are going to help you with those. So some of the exercises you can like, and there's like exercise like you can do like there's another exercise like one that's like really good for pentatonic scales. It's like in, but it depends on which register you're singing in. So before you start singing, I just went up to like the agility. But before you start singing at all, you want to warm up the chords before you make the onset. The onset is when you do that first so you want to do like so before you do like any kind of notes so you can do like that. I'd start off always with the E because the E vowel is the E that cleans up. So if you wake up in the morning and you have like a raspy voice, like your voice is kind of like gravelly, if you do like yee, it can clean it up.
That's what I got to do.
It can clean it up and make your voice like a lot more clean and things like that.
Right.
So there's like exercises like if I have to do something that's like really chesty, if I have to like belt, it depends. I do so many different styles, but if I have to to belt, there's an exercise that I love. It goes, hey, everybody, get on up and dance. Everybody, get on up and dance. Hey, everybody, get on up and dance. Everybody, get on up and dance. Or, hey, everybody, let's go. Hey, everybody, let's go. Hey, everybody, let's go. Hey, everybody, let's go. Hey, everybody, let's go.
Hey, everybody, I got to go. Hey, everybody, I got to go. I hope you enjoyed that. I promise you, during our holiday hiatus, we will reprise this conversation.
Right.
So you'll hear it again over the next couple of weeks if you missed any part of it. Her name is Cheryl Porter. Cheryl, I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. I just love you.
I love you. Thank you, Tavis. Thank you so much for inviting me. I love you. You're an icon. You're a legend.
Oh, you're kind.
Thank you. What an honor. What an honor. Thank you so much.
It's a blessing to have you on our show today. That is our show for today. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time. And as always, tomorrow, the best of Tavis Smiley.
Hey.
Keep the faith.
That's right.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Ray Harris, and here's the latest from the Black Information